Subscribe for more. Executive Order 14,215, Ensuring Accountability for All Agencies. February 24th, 2025. Section 1, Policy and Purpose. This executive order emphasizes the President's constitutional authority to oversee all executive branch operations and hold agencies accountable to the American people. While the Constitution allows for subordinate officers to assist in executing federal duties, they must operate under the President's supervision. Problem identified: previous administrations have allowed independent regulatory agencies to function with limited presidential oversight, enabling them to issue significant regulations without review by the President. This undermines accountability and results in a fragmented approach to federal governance. Key policy objective: the order mandates that all executive departments and agencies, including independent regulatory agencies, submit all proposed and final significant regulations to the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs, OIRAA, for review before they are published in the Federal Register. This ensures a unified regulatory process under the President's supervision. Section 2. Definitions. The executive order clearly defines key terms to avoid ambiguity. Employees, as defined in 5 U.S.C. Section 2105. Independent Regulatory Agency, as defined in 44 U.S.C. Section 3502, subsection 5. Exceptions. The Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System and the Federal Open Market Committee are excluded from this order regarding monetary policy, but included for their supervision and regulation of financial institutions. Independent Regulatory Agency Chairman. In multi-member agencies, it refers to the chairman. In single-headed agencies, it refers to the director or presiding officer. Head of an independent regulatory agency refers to top officials responsible for agency supervision, including chairpersons, directors, commissioners, or equivalent officials. Section 3. OIRA. Review of Agency Regulations. The order extends the regulatory review authority of OIRA to cover independent regulatory agencies. Amendment to Executive Order 12,866, 1993. Updates the definition of agency to include independent regulatory bodies like the Federal Election Commission, but still excludes the Federal Reserve for monetary policy matters. Implementation timeline. Independent agencies must begin submitting regulatory actions to OIRA within 60 days, or once the Office of Management and Budget (OMB) issues guidance. Purpose: to ensure that the President reviews significant regulatory actions and aligns them with national priorities and policies. Section 4. Performance Standards and Management Objectives. The Director of OMB is tasked with setting performance standards and management objectives for independent regulatory agencies. Periodic reporting. OMB will report to the President on the agency's performance and efficiency in achieving the established standards. Accountability goal: to ensure independent agencies operate effectively and align with the administration's broader objectives. Section 5. Apportionments for independent regulatory agencies. The OMB Director will review the financial obligations of independent regulatory agencies to ensure consistency with presidential priorities. Adjustments to funding. OMB can modify how funds are allocated to specific agency activities, functions, or projects to better align with administration policies. Authority to limit spending. OMB can prohibit agencies from spending appropriations on specific activities if they conflict with the President's objectives, provided such actions are consistent with existing laws. Section 6. Additional consultation with the Executive Office of the President. This section establishes stronger ties between independent regulatory agencies and the White House. Regular consultations. Independent regulatory agency chairmen must regularly coordinate with the OMB Director, the White House Domestic Policy Council, the White House National Economic Council. White House liaison role. Each independent agency must appoint a White House liaison, General Schedule, Grade 15, Schedule C, to ensure seamless communication and policy coordination. Strategic Plan Review. Agencies must submit their strategic plans, as required by the Government Performance and Results Act of 1993, to OMB for approval before finalizing them. Section 7. Rules of Conduct for Legal Interpretation. This section standardizes how federal employees interpret laws, presidential and attorney general authority. The President and the Attorney General provide the final, binding legal interpretations for the executive branch. Prohibition against divergent legal opinions. Federal employees cannot adopt legal positions that contradict the interpretations issued by the President or the Attorney General, unless explicitly authorized. Application. This rule applies to all official activities, including issuing regulations, guidance documents, and legal arguments in litigation. Section 8. General Provisions. Severability Clause. If any part of this order is deemed invalid, the remaining sections remain in effect. Legal consistency. The order respects existing legal authorities and will be implemented within the bounds of current laws and available appropriations. No private rights created. The order does not establish any legal rights or benefits enforceable by individuals or entities against the federal government. Overall summary. This executive order seeks to strengthen presidential oversight over all executive agencies, including independent regulatory agencies, ensuring that all regulatory actions align with the administration's policies and priorities. By requiring agencies to submit significant regulations for OIRA review, appoint White House liaisons, and comply with unified legal interpretations, the order aims to eliminate fragmented governance and increase accountability to the American people. It reasserts the constitutional principle that executive power resides with the President, mandating direct oversight of all regulatory actions while fostering a more cohesive and transparent approach to federal governance. Subscribe for more!